Hey guys, it's your boy Payne, and today we are going to be reacting to a song dash spoken word. He's known for doing spoken words on YouTube, and his name is Prince EA, and this video is called I Sued Racism, and then in brackets 2020. Now, I've recently been having feelings about being white and what it's like to be white, and I've had like an emotional side of that because I've seen posts on like Facebook, Instagram and other places like that where there are posts which say that all white people are racist, and that's not the facts. That's not true. I spoke to a friend about this subject. Her name is Ellie. She studies it at university, so I want to give a shout out to Ellie. I said to Ellie that sometimes I don't feel comfortable in my own skin because of the weird looks I get. I understand that because the videos you've seen of white people being racist to black people, and then you get these looks, and when you get these looks you think that they think you're racist, but you're not, because of these events happening around the world. For example, George Floyd. So many black people have lost their lives to white police officers, and then I see videos where there's black police officers arresting black people, and if I was the person who was recording the video of the police arresting those boys, then I would say, "Officer, what are you doing?" In this video that I watched, I felt quite disturbed because it's something that I've seen before many times, and I just didn't like the fact that the white police officers was arresting them without saying why. And I've noticed something with these videos: when the person recording the police officer putting them in handcuffs behind their back, the police do not give a fucking shit. They don't give an answer to your question.
What has he done wrong? Walk over here. No, what has he done? He can stand there. What has he done wrong? He hasn't done anything wrong. What has he done wrong?
And they'll say something like, "Oh, you've got nothing to do with this situation. Back off."
Excuse me, what is the reason why you've handcuffed him?
No, you move back.
No, I won't. No. What is the reason why you've handcuffed him? No, what is the reason why you've handcuffed him?
Well, no, if you're standing up to the person getting arrested, and if they're being arrested for no reason. And here's another thing that pissed me off about this video, is that all the police that was there was like 3 police officers, and I think there was 3 boys, 2 black boys and 1 white boy. I'm not sure if that is correct, but in this part of this video, they arrest the black boys behind their back in handcuffs, but they don't put the white boy in handcuffs, and he's just standing there. And what I can see from the video is that he is laughing.
This boy was with the rest of them. Sorry, young man, but there's a reason why he's not in handcuffs, and this young man is in handcuffs, and this young man is in handcuffs. Excuse me, officer, could you please explain why he's in handcuffs, the black boy's in handcuffs, this black boy's in handcuffs, they was all together, and this man is not in handcuffs? And they say that racism is not here no more. Why? Why is the 2 black boys in handcuffs and he's not? They was all together. Go on, explain that, officers. Explain that. Explain that, officers. Explain that. You can't. Fuckers, man. It's fucking bullshit.
And now I'm done with my rant on racism with police in the UK. If you would like me to make a video about how I feel about this subject, please leave a comment and tell me what you think. So yeah, let's get into this reaction.
If you tell a big enough lie and keep repeating it, people will eventually come to believe it. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is time to expose the big lie parading around like the truth. I call Mr. Race to the stand and charge him with second-degree murder, the statutory rape of nations, and the assault and battery on the innocent minds of the youth. Your Honor, I know we don't have much time, so if you don't mind, I will provide you the proof.
Proceed.
Folks, we are here today to get a conviction because you, Sir Race, are the worst human infliction. You're a sickness. You've committed so many crimes, so many you've killed. And the sad part about it is, don't look away. You're not even real.
Objection! What is he talking about? My client is very real.
Sustained. What do you mean, son? Don't turn my courtroom into a circus.
Your Honor, just give me some time. I will tell you the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. The defendant here should be charged with perjury and fraud. He's a facade. Mr. Race, I studied your history. There's no evidence that you actually existed before the 15th century. Yet you have everyone convinced that you're real, but you're a myth, a fabrication, a trick. Because before then, there was no such thing as white people, black people, none of that shit.
Watch your mouth, son, or I'll throw you in jail. Last chance.
Excuse me, Your Honor. What I'm saying is this. Back then, people did discriminate against each other, but it was on the basis of where you were from, your religion, not color. Until the rich landowners looked around and got nervous. They saw they were outnumbered by the African slaves and European indentured servants who, by the way, were starting to join forces. So they wondered, how do we split these poor people up? Because if we don't, they will cause a crisis. We won't survive it. And it was at that moment they created an evil concept called whiteness. So, Mr. Race, you're just a tool, an idea made up to divide us. When I say us, I mean working people. Ladies and gentlemen, they basically did us like Hunger Games. We got played. The divide and conquer scheme was to make white people fight black people so that they could protect the green. Then they used fake science to justify murdering human beings by making them subhuman. Check the 3/5 compromise. Their philosophy was to prove the inferiority of minorities with a science called craniometry. 1847, Josiah Nott wrote a science book called Niggerology. All of this nonsense was used to justify racist ideologies. And it wasn't just blacks. It was Native American, Japanese. I suggest you read the Chinese Exclusionary Act. See if you can trick people to believe that another group of people are genetically inferior without a doubt. You can exploit them in any way you want to, because it doesn't count. Let me give you an example. Judge, you know the word bitch means female dog, right?
Yes, I would.
But do you know when that word was first used to refer to a person? It was used to describe the black woman, because they said she was lower than a dog. It figures when you consider that slave auction pictures said that black women didn't have kids, they...
That's just fucked up. I did not know the origin of the word bitch was of a black woman, because they thought a black woman was lower than a dog. But everybody has known the definition of the word bitch as being a dog, like your pet dog. I've never heard of that before. And I think after watching this video, and I think the people watching this video should do some research about racism and slavery and stuff like that. I've done my fair share of research on this subject.
Had litters. The evil continued with eugenics. It was so wrong. Later, public lynchings became entertainment. It was like watching Monday Night Football. Mr. Race, you even infected the founding fathers with your devilish separatist rhetoric. The same men who wanted freedom committed acts like terrorists. They owned slaves and were prejudiced. Every president from Washington to Jefferson.
Objection! For God's sake, that was a different time. That's just what was accepted then.
That's right. And I'm not pressing it. I just wonder, if they truly thought blacks were animals, why the heck did they still have sex with them?
Facts. That's facts.
You think you can beat me with facts? You're gonna have to do better than that. Blacks and minorities are inferior, period. Don't make me laugh at you. Why don't you and your kind just go back to Africa?
Well, if you tell me to go back to where I'm from, I'll consider. But then I'll have to buy 2 tickets. One for me and one for you.
Objection. What does that even mean?
Sustained. What do you mean, son?
Well, the DNA of humans is trackable, and scientists have traced every person on this planet back to a single tribe in Africa. That means every human being comes from the same family tree called mitochondrial Eve.
No, please.
That's right. So this whole concept of pure blood is rotten.
Wow, I did not know that. So every human's DNA is traceable and will always track to Africa. So that means I'm part African.
Pure blood only exists in Harry Potter. The truth is we're all mixed, and what we think of as race is just pigment.
Stop, please stop.
No, I'm not gonna stop. See, dark skin just means more sunblock. It's got nothing to do with races. It just means your ancestors lived in places closer to the equator. The sun was stronger, so they needed melanin in their skin to make it darker. And lighter skin just means less protection, which is ideal in places where the sun emits less intense rays. It's just evolution, our bodies adapting to keep us safe. I say all that to
There's no such thing as pure blood, which is what Prince EA is saying.
say that, Mr. Race, I kind of agree with you. Races should never come together.
That's more like it.
Humans should. See, you force people into boxes their whole life. From the moment they're born, they have to check a box on school tests and census forms. We must break out of these boxes and show that race is not real. You are not real. And if we keep using words to separate, we won't win. No matter how you slice or dice it, it's gonna be us versus them. We are one human race, each with a colorless spirit inside. To define ourselves by races is to continue to live a lie. And no, we should not be colorblind. Do not close your eyes or deny the past, but realize we are one people with many stories. Forget the categories, make it clear. It's not about Black History Month. Let's make human history all year. So in my closing statement, we're asking for a life sentence for Mr. Race. Please do not grant parole nor bail, because if we continue to let him roam free, the truth is, we're just gonna continue fighting ourselves. I'll rest my case.
So yeah, that was my reaction to I Sued Racism, and it's a really powerful thing, it's a really powerful subject, and still, to this day, there are racist people. Why? We will never know. Like Prince EA said, our DNA, our human DNA will always track back to Africa, which means we're all part African. And I'm happy about that. I also said to Ellie that if I ever found out that I had slave traders, slave owners in my family, then I wouldn't want to live anymore. So yeah guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.